So this is Tuesday, July 28th, and this is the DPW meeting. Before we begin, we just have to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It's unanimous. Do we have any DPW updates?
Yes, so construction's underway. Beach Street is underway. It's going to be an $800,000 project. We're rebuilding the whole street from Kimball Street up to Pratt Street. That's the big project we're working on. The other things we're working on is the budget. I'm sure some of you are aware there's going to be budget cuts this year. So we're preparing to come up with a good budget that balances, the city's needs with the available funding while preserving as many services as possible. So, that's what we're preparing for, working towards. Otherwise, everybody's doing good. It's been hot, but everybody's out there working, trying to fix, all the potholes and the sidewalks and taking care of everything.
Yeah, it's, I think we've got somebody coming in. Yeah, I've not had a lot of complaints, and I don't think many other people have as well. I think it's just normal maintenance, nothing care of. So we'll begin with the petitions. 16220, Councilor Paul Boschman to repair the sidewalks at the corner of Pratt Street and Daniel Street near the Red Dog Roofing Company. There's a big hole, the sidewalk is caving in, and the wall there could be compromised.
Want me to talk about it?
Sure.
Yeah, approximately a month ago, I put in that, I called up a couple of times about that sidewalk. It's really bad. There's a big hole. Took them 3 weeks to a month to put the barrel in the front so nobody could fall in. And with all the rain, when we get a heavy rain, it's washing all the dirt behind the wall out. So that wall is going to collapse. So we ought to fix it. Not because it's in my ward, but so we won't have to repair a wall. And it's not a small hole. It's a big hole. It actually caved in the sidewalk. It's gone. Did you take a ride up there, Nick, to see it?
Yes, I did, Counselor. As you're describing it, it's about 35 feet of sidewalk is completely collapsed. Like the counselor said, there's a retaining wall on that property, and all the material has washed out. And so what happened is all the underneath material has washed out, and then the concrete slab just collapsed because there's nothing left to hold it. I'm estimating at least $2,500 to fix it. We would have to probably backfill that in with some kind of flowable fill or concrete, so just to make sure the wall doesn't fall, and then do the sidewalk on top, and then we're going to have to do a ADA compliant ramp at the corner there. So all in all, it's probably going to be around $2,500 in just materials. Just to give you a sort of an idea, our sidewalk budget for the year is $10,000. That's what it was last year. With budget cuts this year, we might even have less. So, to do this sidewalk, it's going to be a big chunk of our overall budget line item. But I agree with the counselor, it needs to be done.
Okay, so I guess my question would be, if this is approved, would it be something that could be taken care of immediately? Or would it be something we would have to maybe caution off for a while to make sure there's everybody is safe in the area, that nobody falls in the hole? And
right, it's a priority project right now. Our sidewalk crews are right up the street on Clarendon. They're doing Daniels down to Columbus. They're doing that sidewalk. So our crews are there. They have to finish that project. We have another project, Allen Place, right across the street. So we do have a lot of work ahead of us, but I think this is it won't get done right away, but it'll definitely be on the list of, on our short list of sidewalks to fix.
All right, as long as we have it taped off properly. Anybody else have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, Councilor Boishman.
My question to the commissioner is this: why are we only budgeting $10,000 on sidewalks when when sidewalks are very critical for the people that have to walk? And $10,000 is not quite a lot of money to repair sidewalks, especially where I have, and a lot of my fellow councilors have, a lot of elderly residents that don't want to stay in the house and they can't go out for a walk because our sidewalks are deplorable. I told you about what happened to me up on Electric Avenue where I hurt my knee because I didn't see the dip in the sidewalk. I don't think I'm not finding fault with you, Commissioner. I don't know how to explain it, but I think we ought to, as a board here, the fellow councilors, and we're all ward councilors, we ought to demand a higher amount of sidewalk repair money, not just 10,000. 10,000 doesn't go far. You know what I mean? I really think we should be pushing more money for sidewalks because a lot of people want to get out and exercise. A lot of people want to go for a walk. And I walk in the streets now, except for if they got brand new sidewalks, because the sidewalks are deplorable. You can't walk on them because you can't see. If you're paying attention to a car, all of a sudden, like happened to me on Electric Avenue, I didn't see the hole and I fell. I hurt my knee. So I'm just telling you, he's got to put more money in for sidewalks than 10,000 to budget to be fair for our constituents. I mean, it's not right. And even for the handicapped people, it's not right.
Well, I just want to respond to some of that because I work in the building industry. So with what's going on right now with this COVID, supply and demand is just incredible. A lot of demand, not enough supply. You've got the industry just basically closing down. Material you can't even get for months. We have people waiting for things that they're not going to get till October or November that normally would have taken 2 weeks to get. So the cost of everything is getting higher. With that being said, we're also going to start seeing budget cuts. So I don't know how much more money we're going to be able to ask for. I know it's a priority, but we have to just weigh out all the different factors that are going to play into this upcoming year. And it's going to be a tough year. So I just wanted to add that and see if anybody else wants to add to Andy.
Yeah, so I agree with you both completely. I mean, in the downtown area, there's a lot of sidewalks that are in very poor shape. I actually just put in 2 petitions about some dangerous spots. And I think they do need to be fixed, and a lot more need to be fixed. But it's one question of where does the money come from? That if we're going to spend money here, we're going to spend less money somewhere else. And unfortunately, that's the hard part that Commissioner Bossanetto has, is to balance all the needs, because we have so many different needs. And we just have to do as much as we can, as smartly as we can, and hopefully we can use resources like block grant funding or other things like that to try to address some of these areas and get some larger chunks done. I do agree that it should be something we push forward and try to make a priority, but with the full realization that there's only so much money, and with the coming budget, there's going to be less money. So it's tough. It's a hard situation, and I don't necessarily know what the answer is. We just have to keep moving on and do the best we can.
Do I have a motion?
Could I speak? Could I speak?
Oh.
I did put something in the chat, Marissa.
Oh, sorry. I don't even look at that. At this one, you can just do this.
Oh, all right.
I never
Okay.
looked down there.
You don't look there? Okay.
Oh,
I just wanted to say I agree with all the councilors in that, sidewalks are important, but I also agree with Andy and what he said about, the budget cuts. I'm you know, I don't want to see anybody lose their job in public works. I would rather, I'd rather keep jobs than have the side, you know, just do, you know, emergency repairs to the sidewalks until we can overcome this pandemic, you know. But I really want to see people keep their jobs, and I hope the federal government comes through with some money for the states and the localities, the cities, because without it, I don't see how we can keep going providing the services that we need to provide. So
Has anybody been explaining this to the residents about the shortcomings due to the COVID?
I personally have not had anybody asking me about anything. I've not had really too many petitions going in, but certainly if I'm asked about it, I will definitely put it out there. And
I had a couple of petitions that I have to file, but I do explain to them when I talk to the residents, say, look, you know, the city's hurting. You know, we're doing monthly budgets. You know, things are kind of hard right now due to the COVID-19. That's kind of placating them a little bit. But I'm going to have undoubtedly a massive surge of some petitions going in, probably in the fall.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to approve petition 16220.
second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nobody's opposed. It's unanimous. It passes. So just as long as we have enough cautionary signage in that area, you know, where it's going to be a little while before you can get to it. 16320, Councilor Boschman to repair sidewalk at 37 Chester Street. This is a hazard causing people to trip on the roof of the trees. Speak to that?
Yeah. That petition, I went down and see it, got it from the people that live on the second floor of that apartment house. It's dark around that corner, there's no street light, and the asphalt's not, it's asphalt, not concrete. So you don't see it, it's dark, it blends right in. So when you start walking there, you trip over it. It's up about 3 or 4 inches from the roots, but there's no tree there. The tree got taken away many years ago. So I guess when the frost heaved, raising the roof out of the ground, and they're raising the asphalt. So I don't really think that's a big job. I think if you went up there with the machine and grounded it and then just fixed it, could you do that, Nick?
Yeah, Paul, I went out there today. I went to 37 Chester. I couldn't see a tree. I was looking for a tree. I thought that's what you meant.
No, the tree's no longer there.
Okay.
The roots are there.
Is the stump still there?
No, the stump's gone.
That's gone.
It's just the roots are coming out of the ground.
Okay. Yeah, if it's asphalt, we can go out there and you know, asphalt is easy to work with. You can just cut out the sections and then kind of, you know, make it level. So yeah, we can do that for you, Paul.
So I just have a quick question. Whereas we only have a $10,000 budget as of now, what is that going to cost approximately?
Yeah, so if it's just asphalt, I mean, you know, material costs, it's relatively cheap. I would say, you know, $100 or so, just enough asphalt. Time-wise, you know, it's more labor than materials. But like I said, I'll go out. I was out there looking for a tree, but now that the tree's gone, you know, that's a lot cheaper. But yeah, I think we can do it. It won't be too bad.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to approve petition 16320.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Passed. Okay. 17220, Councilor Paul Boschman and Marcus Stevens-Haley on behalf of Mr. Juan Torres of 348 Daniel Street to install a berm around the perimeter of the property where required to prevent further corrosion. Sorry, lighting.
Can I speak on that?
Sure can.
On this petition that Marcus put in, I brought Gary W. up there prior to that, and the water's coming down from Newtonville Ave. And what's happening, he's gonna put an apron and a berm up in front of the first house on your right on Newtonville, because the water's just coming down Newtonville and going in his driveway and coming down the sidewalk and eroding the property. So they're gonna try that first. It isn't on the corner of Oak Hill Road and Daniel there. It's from Newtonville around the corner. That's eroding all the water coming off of the hill and going down to Oak Hill Road, which is affecting Mr. Torres's property because he's on the corner of Daniel and Oak Hill.
Nick?
Yeah, I think Gary's on the phone.
Oh. Gary?
Yes, I am.
Enlighten us.
Oh, it's just washing off from the water running down the road. It's a fairly easy fix. Shouldn't cost a lot of money.
Okay, so is this berm repair in the same category as sidewalk at a separate budget?
Berm's a lot easier to put in, and it's a lot less time and material.
Okay, but is it the same budget?
So the budget.
No, berm has.
Yeah, so the budget, so we have a sidewalk budget, and then we have a sort of a hot mix budget. The hot mix budget includes, aprons, berms, potholes. That budget is $10,000 a year. So all the potholes, berms, aprons, all that hot mix, again, $10,000 a year. It's more labor intensive, but we don't charge the labor. Basically, it's just the materials. So again, we have a, it is what it is.
Anybody else want to speak to this? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve petition 17420.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Petition 17520, Councilor Amy Green to petition the city to have a berm at 182 Belmont Street repaired to prevent further water damage on that property. Does anybody want to speak to this?
I did go out to look at it, and yeah, it's on Belmont, and I forget what the side street is. I think, but yeah, the water's coming down there. It's about a 75-foot berm that would need to be put in. Again, it's hot mix. Some of the water right now, there's sort of a divot, and it's coming into the property.
So it's something we do have to do.
I make a motion, we accept.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Petition 17620. Councilor Paul Boishman to petition the city to add an apron at 39 Edward Street. Paul, would you like to speak to this?
I put that petition in for the lady that owns that house. What's happening is her driveway's wide, and when they come out and they're going across, there's a dip about 2.5 inches, 3 inches. On Gary, I believe it's about that. And all she's asking for is an apron to go in, so she won't, when the cars go over, they won't bottom out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's a fairly easy fix and real cheap money. You're probably talking maybe a ton and a half a mix, which is about $100.
Do you have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. It's passed. Petition 17720. Councilor Paul Boishman to petition the city to add a berm in front of 78 St. Joseph Ave in order to address water and sand issues faced by residents in the winter. Berm should be placed at the start of the sidewalk to the berm on Daniel Street. Paul?
Yep, on this particular, this guy's asking, he wants to berm in front of the sidewalk, because when the water comes down St. Joe's, it goes down the sidewalk, and in the wintertime, it turns out to a sheet of ice, and they can't use their front steps. So he's asking for a berm that goes from there, and it goes around, up to Oak Hill, Daniel Street and around, because when the water goes around the corner, it's washing away all his hill too, because if he's got, what do you call that?
Mulch?
Mulch. It's washing away. You saw it, Nick? It's washing away the mulch. So basically, he wants to start from his driveway on St. Joseph Ave and go down and around the corner with a berm.
Now, it looks like, just pulling up the Google Maps, did he repave the driveway all the way over the sidewalk along his frontage on St. Joseph?
No, he didn't. What he did, that's what they stuff that they put over driveways so they prevent them from cracking and
Oh, he sealed it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't change the
No.
topography of it or anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I went out and looked at it. The St. Joseph side of it, I think looked all right. It looked like it had a reveal on it enough. And then on the Daniel side, there was a little bit of an area where the berm's gone and it's kind of washing out the mulch a little bit. But then he also has a roof drain that comes out into that hillside and then comes onto the street, which really is not allowed. So it's, I don't know. It's. I mean, are we gonna have to put that roof drain into the drainage system? Are we gonna have to, I mean, the water's still gonna come off that roof drain into the. I mean, he put stone. It looked pretty nice, but I mean, if you guys want to do it, I don't think. I was thinking just on the Daniel Street side, but.
Can I just add, Gary? Does this sort of sound similar as to the issue that I'm having on Richardson Road to Ashby State?
Yeah, that'd be about the same idea.
Yeah, we haven't been able to address that properly. So I may be inclined to vote against this, since I have been trying to get the same issue addressed in my ward and it has not been addressed yet. And this actually, has nothing to do with my issue. Well, I'm going to stay off that because it's not on the petition, but I will probably not vote in favor of this one. So are you, Bernie?
Yeah, I was just going to ask Nick about Daniel Street. Do you think that might solve the problem, just doing it on Daniel Street, Nick, rather than addressing it on St. Joseph Avenue?
I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just, it's kind of like, it looked to me like he did a lot of work there. He spent a lot of money on the landscaping, and some of it's getting washed out a little bit. Again, it's we only got so many resources, and
right.
I'm trying to, I can't do everybo's property.
So okay, well, yeah, Paul.
Problem, you're misunderstanding. I'm not asking for a berm to go all the way down Daniel Street. That's not what the problem is. The problem is the water coming down St. Joseph Ave onto his sidewalk. The sidewalk, if Andy looks at it, is on St. Joseph's side. And it comes down and then it goes around the corner. All I want is a little higher berm around the corner. And I don't want a whole berm going all the way down. We don't have to touch the pipe. The pipe was there. The reason why he did all that landscaping is they had a real bad car accident and the car went all the way up the hill and the front of his yard, it hit his house. So they took all the grass out and they put mulch down because it was easy to fix. And what he's asking for, because in the wintertime when the water and everything starts melting, it goes onto his sidewalk, onto the sidewalk, not his, but the sidewalk, and it comes to a sheet of ice and that. And because the berm that's in front of it is not high enough.
So if we put that berm in, are we gonna have to put in the sidewalk too? I mean, you can't just,
No, you won't have to put it. Just wants a little thing higher, like feather it in. But be a little bit higher, so when the water's coming down St. Joe's, it's not going onto the sidewalk.
Now, I guess just, I'm wondering, will that work where the driveway is uphill from the area of the sidewalk? And you can't put the berm in front of the driveway. Is any water or anything just gonna go right over it, like right behind it, just down the sidewalk alongside the berm?
You'd probably have to put an apron in front of the driveway to keep the water out of the driveway and continue it all the way down the sidewalk, that little bump. It wouldn't look very pretty.
Anybody else wish to speak?
I'll leave it up to you guys. You can decide, you guys.
Bernie?
Yeah, I was thinking of making a motion to maybe study it some more and see if we can come up with a better solution. Seems like we don't have one right now.
I would be in agreement with that.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe let's take another look and see what would actually be feasible, what would work, and what it would entail.
So a motion to hold is what we're going for?
Motion to hold, yes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Oh, it's a reoccurring theme. Councilor Paul Boishman to request Unitil to apply new asphalt around poles 12 to 26 on Franklin Road up to Oak Hill Road. City Council, and City Council 4/21/20 petition was amended to replace poles 12 to 26 with poles 15 to 26 and referred as amended by unanimous roll call.
Can I talk
Yes.
before? I got a letter from Gary, I mean, not from Gary, from Unitil. So I'm going to address 102-20, 130-20, 144-20. I'm going to ask them to be given leave to withdraw 149-20. The only one I do have a question on, and maybe Gary can answer this, it'll be 102-20. He's only agreeing to fix 17, pole 17 to 23, but I remember it wasn't Unitil that put the new poles in. It was Verizon put some poles in up there at that time, and they never put asphalt around the perimeter, and now it looks like the forest. On the other ones, 130, 144, and 149, they agreed to fix. So I'll ask for those three to be withdrawn, so we won't even have to bother with those. 130, 144, and 149 can get leave to withdraw, because they said they're going to fix them.
I'll second that motion.
To withdraw petitions 130-20, 144-20, and 149-20, correct?
130, 20, 144, 20, and 149, 20, yes.
And what about 102-20, which is the one?
I want to talk to Gary on that one, because they're only agreeing to fix 17 and 23.
Well, I'm not sure who put those poles in. If they were put in a while ago, they were put in by Verizon, but since then, Unitil's bought them all, so they should be liable for them all.
But I feel the same way, but they're saying that they won't fix all the other ones that I wrote down. They're just going to do 17 and 23.
I don't know about that.
Can we hold that? Can we hold 102-20?
Do I have a motion? Motion, do I have a second? Paul's putting in the motion.
Yeah, second it.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, I'm just gonna go out of order right now. petitions 13020, 144, and 14920. Can I have a motion for leave to withdraw?
Yeah, Paul made the motion. I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Nobody's opposed, it's unanimous. Okay, then we're gonna backtrack to petition 12920. Councilor Paul motion to accept Beach Street Lane as a street within the city of Fitchburg. Paul, did you want to speak to this?
Oh, do I thought we voted on that as a full council, and they said no, you didn't want to do anything, didn't we?
I think
Did it
we
get
have,
rejected?
I think we may have given this one leave to withdraw last week.
Yeah.
did it? It says held
Hmm.
during the June 2020. That was the DPW. Did we?
Huh?
Did we give it leave to withdraw?
No, the city council did.
Voted it down.
Yeah, voted it down last Tuesday.
So what, in this case, so we just hold, not even hold it, just, it's leave to withdraw, correct? Since it was already voted down.
Yeah.
Okay, motion,
So moved?
Seconded.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against, 1.
Okay. And 04620, Councilor Fleming and Marcus D. Natale to declare 80th Street a public way. And this, I know, was held for the last few meetings, pending the developer's response. So we will continue to hold this. I can't hear you.
I said I make a motion that we hold this 046-20.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it's unanimous. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll see you next week.
Who's
Have a good night, everyone.
the
Good night.
meeting?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Nick.
Keep on smiling.